If you guys have watched any iDom YouTube video, you know, you guys might have heard me say game sucks. I don't say it that often, but you guys might have heard me say game sucks every here and there. That being said, Punk actually said this in a tweet too. I don't like that people are parroting what top players say. And you know, when you say game sucks out of frustration or you're salty, and then people are like, oh, you see, you know, iDom said game sucks, Menace said game sucks, Punk says game sucks. And like you're using it as a justification to, I don't know, you missed an anti-air, oh, game sucks. Or, you know, I don't know, you were mashed in the corner 12 times and you kept getting meatied. Oh, game sucks. Well, I do agree, you know, throw loops and drive rush are just kind of bad. I will double down and forever say throw loops and drive rush are whack. And I can't defend it. I feel like there's no good reason to actually justify why throw loops and drive rush are the way they are. But if you're like Platinum 5, Gold, Silver, and you're hearing a top player say game sucks, we're not even talking about the same thing, man. You're not dealing with what we are dealing with, or why we think the game isn't that good. Well, why we think the game sucks. You're just bad because you're bad. And if you look at every top player's complaint, it's usually just the same thing. Why is drive rush still the same, and why is throw loop still in the game? It's always the same thing. For me, I'm going to quadruple down on this and, you know, keep saying, yo, Capcom, please take out throw loops, please take out drive rush. This is actually just mad unfun to deal with. And, you know, it gets kind of boring for, you know, me to boot up ranked and then, you know, get throw loop for the 12,000th time or get drive rush jab for the 18,000th time. Because, you know, maybe I actually do want to play rank, but I can't boot up rank because I know I'll just get bored and stop playing in like a game or two. So, you know, maybe we should take out throw loops or drive rush. But just because, you know, you see a top player saying game sucks doesn't always mean it.
Hey YouTube, glad you've been enjoying all the videos I upload every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So be sure to hit that subscribe button as well as like and share the video.
Not every game sucks is the same. That's my take on it. That's my understanding. Throw loops do suck. Like I said, I'm with you guys 100%. Throw loops are ass. Throw loops are terrible. There's not a good justification for throw loops at all. They're actually just mad on fun. You gotta earn the right to say game sucks. I don't think you gotta earn the right to say game sucks. But if you're complaining about something, like I said, if you're complaining about jump-ins being if you're saying game sucks because you got jumped in on, brother, you're bad. That's your fault. Enjoy the game if you want. Like, I don't think 6 is bad. I think people get mad when I like critique 6 or criticize 6. And I think a lot of people are very defensive because, you know, Street Fighter 6 is a lot of people's first fighting game, which is fine. You know, good on that. You getting into the genre is amazing. And you guys get to experience why I love this genre so much. There's some things I don't like about 6, but there's some things I didn't like about 5. There's things I don't like about 4. There's things I don't like about Marvel 3, even though that one's very minor. There's things I don't like about every fighting game. There's no perfect game. Yeah, perfect parry anti-air sucks. I'm with you. I hate perfect parry anti-air. I think it's just scrubby. That's something else I wish they would take out of the game, but it doesn't mean the game sucks. The game still functions. Marvel 3 has flaws? Yeah, that netcode's atrocious. I don't know how I used to play Marvel 3 online. Marvel 3 online is terrible. I think that's it though. I legit think that's Marvel 3's only problem.
What about gameplay flaws?
I mean, there's a lot of bad characters in the game. Marvel 3 does have some like atrocious characters. Like the game's not balanced at all. It's not like Street Fighter 6. But yeah, I think it's funny. I really think like it's always whenever you see somebody complain, it's always the same 3 things. Well, it's always the same 2 things. If I couldn't complain about drive rush and throw loops, I don't know what I would complain about with 6. There's nothing to complain about. At that point, I complain about the same 2-3 things every time. Like the game's really good. It's just those 3 things are very huge blemishes. Wake up super, combo expression kind of sucks. All this stuff is just drive system issue. Parry, drive system. Combo expression's also the drive system. Install level 2s only suck because you get punished for blocking, i.e. drive system. Those 3 things are like half the game though. Yeah, they're pretty important factors. That's kind of like saying Mario would be better if you couldn't jump, but then like jumping's the whole premise of the game. It's funny because like I was reading through the threads of that stuff, and there's a lot of people who are like, yo, you see Punk says the game sucks, and I run into that guy online and they're like 1400 MR, and I'm like, yo, you're not 1300 MR because drive rush and throw loops. You're 1300 MR because you're bad.
I thought drive rush was interesting, but we were seeing its flaws with no major changes or shakeups. It starts to get real sterile.
Every game is struggling with that. You want accessibility because you want people to play, but you also want the hardcore fan base to also try. But then if you get accessibility, you got to make the game feel like nobody's ever too strong to beat. I think 2xKO is very accessible, but also has the problem of the better players go to win like 99% of the time. So the game's accessible, but you still might get your ass beat. 6 is good because I don't think the better player wins 99% of the time, but they usually win. Yeah, Rocket League is super complicated. Rocket League's actually like the perfect example. I think if you're really good at Rocket League, you know, it's hard to lose to somebody worse than you. Chess is very accessible. You could play and be bad at chess, but I guess a lot of people don't want to admit they're bad at chess. I could play chess versus any of the chatters right now, and I could just lose because I don't know how to play or move the pieces correctly. Who's to say I don't start off and move my king out immediately? Like, that's just me being an idiot, but you can still play chess. I think, and I bring this up a lot, and we were actually talking about this at Next Level yesterday. I always say this, I think 6 is really fun until you actually learn how to play the game. Then I think the game starts getting work. And I don't think any fighting game should be like that. I think it's supposed to be the opposite. I think when you're bad at a fighting game, you're supposed to be like, damn, this game sucks. Why can't I do anything? This guy's beating my ass. This is stupid. But then the better you get at the game, you're like, ha, scrub, you can't stop me, I'm better than you. But I feel like with 6 is kind of backwards. Striving like that, I think Strive gets better the better you get at it. When you're bad at Strive, I think Strive's hell. I can't imagine being like silver in Strive. That sounds like hell. You're just getting randomed up by some dude mashing buttons because you don't know how to stop it. Yeah, imagine playing against Elfelt when you're new, or playing against May, or any other toxic ass character. I see people say every zoner in Strive is cancer at low level, and you know, maybe. But if you're, you know, low level and complaining about like Testament, or who else is a bad zoner? Venom, like bro, skill issue. I think fighting games are supposed to get more enjoyable the better you get at them. Maybe you like hate like a lot of the top tiers, but that's fine. That's normal for every fighting game. But when you're bad, you're supposed to get frustrated by a lot of the little things. When you start getting good at it, your frustration level goes down, but you get like frustrated at like, oh man, I gotta fight Anji, or oh man, Morrigan again, you know, that kind of stuff. Don't you want people who suck to have fun though? These often are people who are new to the game. I get that sentiment too. You want people who aren't that good at the game to have fun, but at the same time, I don't think any game should be like, the better I'm getting at it, the more I'm starting to realize this game's kind of bad. I think 6 does it good where you can enjoy the game if you're not good at it. I think 6 is amazing for that. I think 6 is probably the best fighting game in terms of that, actually. I think low level 6 is very enjoyable if you're, you know, not that good at the game. I think Platinum Diamond 6 is probably really fun. You're probably not going to get frustrated that much unless you play somebody who actually knows how to play the game. Even 2SKO is partially like that too. I mean, if you're new to 2SKO and it's just 2 people mashing, that game's probably really fun until you got to play somebody who, you know, actually knows how to play the game. It's funny because I think Marvel's terrible at that. I think Marvel's fun when you understand how to play Marvel, but if you're new to Marvel 3, oh my god, you're in the gulag, especially if you play somebody who actually knows how to play. I mean, I think that's how most fighting games work, but not 6. I don't feel like 6 feels that rough. When you play somebody better than you, you're not really feeling like too much of a gap, and I think that's a good or a bad thing depending on who you're asking. But even when I used to play Marvel 3 online against some people, I'd be like, yo, this guy is just so much fucking better than me. Like, I can't hit him. Yeah, but that's how most fighting games are supposed to feel.